Now I'm being joined in the studio by Dr. Sundus Mustaqim. She's an academic and a media person. Thank you so much, Dr. Sundus Mustaqim, for your time. We also have Dr. Shazia Anwar Chima. She's joining us from Prague on the video link. Thank you so much, Dr. Saiba, for your time as well. Dr. Sundus, to you. Now, I was talking to Engineer Khurram Dasri Khan Saab, and of course, after this operation and the humiliating defeat India faced, now it's a war of narrative. In the past, India, whatever lies they speak, but they had resources and everything, good friends, good diplomatic relations with the big countries. So they always try to humiliate Pakistan diplomatically and narrative wise. But do you think that this is going to be something different this time?
Of course it is, because in the name of ceasefire means to break the war and to stop the war. But and we thought that sanity has prevailed, but what actually happened even after the ceasefire, they tried to send the drones just to fool their own people, because they wanted to try, they wanted to build their image in front of their own people. But luckily international media exposed the true face of Indian media, and they shattered their narrative. The weak and fragile narrative actually was being exposed by the international media. They banned all the Pakistani channels, they banned all the Pakistani journalists, the YouTubers. They were so afraid, they were so insecure with all the Pakistani media and the even the Pakistani YouTubers. But thanks to the international media, because the world is not blind as the Indian people in front of their own media. Even the celebrities and the so-called secular Indians are now making fun of their so-called democratic government. So now the Modi has is in the very weak position. The Modi mistakenly has thought that he will once again will play on the Muslim card, once again will play on the Pakistan card, and he tried to win the election the third tenure. But this is the false narrative this time, because he's not going to win the election in the third tenure by selling Pakistan and by selling Muslims as a byproduct, as always. So the weak narrative of the Indian media, the false, even they are making the fun of the journalism and their genocide. I mean, their very fabricated stories of the Indian media has not been exposed by the international media. And look at the body language of our armed forces and our journalists. They're very strong, very content. We have that feeling of contentment that we have won. Actually, after this Markai, we actually won not only the war of narrative, but the real war on ground as well. And they lost in every ground. They lost not only in the field, but they lost on the narrative war as well.
Okay. But first, Dr. Sundus Mustaqim, you think that the nature of dialogue between Pakistan and India is held hostage to the jingoistic mindset of Indian media, fully backed by Modi Sarkar to further their political objective back home? So you think that the Modi government would come out of the pressure it created at its own, and now it's feeling immense pressure, and I mean, the things seems difficult for them back home domestically for their own, the political mileage, or for their own voter base, whatever they have at the moment?
No, I really don't think so. They can ever come out of this pressure. They have put a lot of pressure, not only because of the false narrative of the media, as our own DJ Isper has said, that they should come out of this Bollywood craze, that the war between the two nuclear states would be a sheer stupidity. Though India should get out of this Bollywood craze and Star Plus. This is not a Star Plus play, Operation Sindoor. And what Operation Sindoor? They make fun of their own widow. They threaten their widow. The widow was receiving the death threats and the rape threats. I mean, what Operation Sindoor? So the pressure is not only from their own government side. The pressure is from the international media by making fun of their own media. But actually, the Modi is certainly going to face this pressure on the third tenure of their election campaign. So many things have been exposed, not only in the narrative side, the media side, but they actually once again highlighted the Kashmir issue. So thanks to this so-called false flag operation of India, that it's in the advantage of Pakistan that not only there is a room, there is a margin for the negotiation, for the good communication on the table. Now we have a room for the table talks, but actually once again the Kashmir cause has been highlighted in front of the whole world. So thanks to the false flag operation, the whole world has recognized the defense mechanism system of Pakistan, that how strong we are and how equipped we are when it comes to defending our own nation. They have seen not only the our Pakistan as a resilient nation, the resilience of our common man, but they have seen, the whole world has witnessed the strong defense mechanism system of Pakistan. And we are a peaceful nation, we are a happy nation, we are a resilient nation. So thanks to this minor operation, we still call it a minor operation, because so many things have been highlighted in front of the whole world that is actually in the advantage of Pakistan. Not only their defense mechanism system, that we have all the capacity to deal with the Russian defense mechanism system of India, that we have all the capacity to deal with Rafales of France, that we have all the capacity to deal with the war environment. So because of this false operation, Pakistan has now is a new state in front of the whole world. So we have it's a golden opportunity for us to rebuild our image and to show this whole world that India is actually the country who's actually perpetrating terrorism, and actually one of the topmost countries who's actually preparing and producing the weapons for terrorism. And what is Indian raw agency and Indian agencies are doing with militants? So the combination and this I would say the company, why they have been accompanied by the militants, so in Afghanistan against Pakistan.
Of course.
So it's not the Taliban, but it's not the militants in Afghanistan.
Can you hold your thoughts here? And let me ask a question specifically on the Indian media, that why at one hand India claims to be the largest democracy in the world, so-called champion of the free press and the freedom of expression, but Indian media is really not asking the pertinent question, and whoever is asking any questions is being subject to the censorship and even the FIR. One of the famous Indian journalists, Karan Thapar, he interviewed a senior Pakistani analyst, and cases are being registered against Mr. Thapar just because that he interviewed a Pakistani journalist, and that Pakistani journalist, he basically tried to expose the Indian falsehood. So my point is, while Indian media is not asking the right questions, and if Pakistan was not successful in downing the 5 or 7 Indian state-of-the-art aircraft, why not Indian media is denying that basic fact? Why there is no official confirmation whether those jets were destroyed during the skirmish with Pakistan or not?
It's a open and solid proof that India has stifled freedom of expression. The media is not having freedom of expression at all. Whoever dare to talks about BJP, whoever dare to talk about their own government, they actually snub that voice. Their opposition has no right to even criticize the government. So forget about the Indian media. The BJP's Hindutva extremist mindset is actually hijacked not only their media, they hijacked all their democracy. They were going in a right direction before Modi. They were actually, we used to call Indian the true democratic and secular media, but after Modi's BJP Hindutva mindset, India is no more the democratic country. India is no more the secular country. Forget about the secular India. Now it's BJP's government's hijacked government that is actually snubbed all the voice. So I feel sorry for those very minor percentage of those secular journalists who try to neutralize the things, who try to maintain their neutral journalism. But what BJP whoever talk about peace, whoever talk about the good relations between the neighboring countries, BJP government snub that voice at the very moment, because they don't have the freedom of expression as we enjoy.
Right. Sahab, let me take this point to Dr. Sundus Mustaqim. Dr. Sundus, what are the prospects or the future of dialogue between the two countries? There are two sides. One side say that the core dispute of Jammu and Kashmir should be discussed first and primarily. And there is a group, there are people who say that we should first talk about the small issues. We should pluck the low-hanging fruits first, and only then build a congenial atmosphere in which we would be able to discuss the critical issues like Kashmir. So you think that we should discuss all the issues in parallel, including the issue of core dispute of Jammu and Kashmir?
Can I add something after this General Zahid's comments?
Sure.
As he very rightly has said that this is not only Moody's India, but it is all the Advani and Ambani's India. And what they will do if they will see this war threat and the nuclear power threats, they will leave India immediately. They have good money, they can settle anywhere in the whole world. So if the business community of India will leave the India, so the alone Modi government will not handle this economy and the self-claimed fourth largest economy of India. So they will have to face economic threats first. So you have very rightly said this is self-destructive Modi's government and self-destructive Palgama attack. So economically they will lose like anything. And of course, certainly as you said, in the war of narrative, they will have to come on table to talk, to have negotiations with Pakistan. Now it's now their I would say by hook and by crook they will have to face this negotiations and communication with Pakistan, and this is they themselves provide us this golden opportunity to have this table talk. So the whole world, the international media, the US, the Muslim countries and China in particular, whole will is already supporting Pakistan and Pakistan's narrative, and this is against India's national security and therefore national interest to see Pakistan and China all together in one people. They themselves provide us the opportunity to come close with each other, to have good friendly ties with China in particular. So we are also glad that China stood by us like anything, and the whole Muslim world, the UAE, the Qatar, the Saudi Arab and China on top. So in the whole South Asia region, China and Pakistan's friendship is actually supporting this operation.
True that. Finally,